Well, our first guest joins us in studio, Scott Kettle. Scott is the CEO of Gawk Incorporated. Their stock symbol is GAWK. Scott, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Don. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here. Of course, we've initiated coverage of your company beginning this week. Now, you describe yourself as a world innovator of self-service global digital distribution. Can you give us a general overview?
Certainly. Gawk is two things. First off, it is a content delivery network. It's a cloud-based content delivery network that is also an idea that I came up with, which solves a problem that most people didn't even know exists today. And that problem is that everyone that we know in the world has a cell phone. And with that cell phone, they're saturating the cellular networks with their data usage. Where does that data come from? Where does it go? I came up with an idea based upon my experience in the telecommunications and internet sector that will allow the cellular providers to offload that bandwidth, thereby freeing up their networks to continue the phenomenal growth that they're experiencing.
So basically, it's like the ability to stream just about everything, whether it's digital movies, TV shows, content, video games, pretty much anything that's digital.
Anything that is digital can traverse its way through our network and platform that we have implemented.
Now, I found this particularly interesting with respect to artists, original artists who create content. They can capitalize on their creativity through the Gawk self-service model of what you call post, price, and promote. Tell us about that.
It's a very exciting aspect of our digital platform that we have created. The post it, price it, promote it model allows the independent artist, whether they be a movie producer, a musician, etc., a video game producer, that does not have an avenue to get their services or their music or movie out to the masses. They very simply come to Gawk, they post it, they then price it, they determine what they want to sell it for, and they promote it through the tools provided by Gawk.
It's amazing when you think of how technology has enabled that to happen, because I mean, you go back even 10 or 15 years ago, an artist trying to get their product in front of somebody had to go through a lot of obstacles, and you've eliminated a lot of those obstacles. Absolutely.
That is the model. We have cut out the middleman. We provide an avenue for the artist to, again, get their offerings out to the masses on a global basis without any middleman whatsoever.
Now, your management team is very impressive, extremely experienced in the industry. Tell us a little bit about your group.
Well, it starts with me. I'm the chairman and CEO of the company. I've been involved in the telecommunications sector since divestiture back in 1986 with family-run companies. The first one was Thrifty Telephone, which was a publicly held company that my father started and I learned the business from. The second was then LMKI, again another publicly held company that I worked with my father on, and we took that company from 3 cents a share to over $18 a share. And the next was a little company that I was the CEO of. It was called EWAN One, which was a data center and bandwidth provider that was pioneering IPTV. We took that one from half a cent a share to just over $1.25 per share. And
that's exciting. I mean, as I mentioned, it's very impressive to see the experience that the company has, that you have. Now, at your website, gawkinc.com, the company describes a multifaceted strategic approach to generating ongoing and long-term revenue opportunities. Can you give us a little bit more detail on that?
Yes, that's a critical component of our business, which is we have implemented an aggressive acquisition strategy to grow our revenue, and we're going to be rolling up data centers throughout the United States and on a global basis, which will allow us a couple of things. First off, the most critical component is the revenue. Mm-hmm. And very simply, we are modeling ourselves or mirroring the Microsoft strategy, which was we're going to buy our competition. Okay. We're going to grow our revenues through acquisitions of data centers. And then the most important component of that, in addition to the revenue, is with these additional data centers, it will allow us to increase our footprint and our service offerings to the multi-billion-dollar cellular providers throughout not only the United States, which includes, of course, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint, ad infinitum, and then of course there goes there's cellular providers on a global basis.
This is really a fascinating interview and subject. Now, digital media, as we mentioned earlier, is just exploding. What do you see in the future, and how is the company positioned to take advantage of that?
As I see the future, our data centers and our facilities are going to play a critical role in it by being able to have the capacity to offer the services, the digital streaming, the content delivery network to the masses on a cellular base and a mobile base. Let's look at our children. My kids today, they've got a laptop, they've got a desktop. Do you know what they do their homework on and all of their entertainment on?
Yep.
Their mobile devices.
Right.
My daughter the other day, she was typing up a 7-page report. She did it on her phone. She did it on her phone. That's why we are positioning ourselves to offer services to the cellular providers.
Why is this a good time right now for folks to take a closer look at Gawk?
This is such an explosive opportunity. Within the cellular networks and what they're doing, we don't make cell phones, we don't sell cell phones, but our customers do. And we are positioning ourselves to integrate perfectly with them.
The stock symbol is GAWK, which happens to also be the name of the company, Gawk Incorporated. We're going to be looking at your company for the next several months. Of course, we've initiated coverage, looking forward to more updates from you during that period of time. Fascinating interview. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Don. It was a pleasure.